Hey, what's going on, guys? Nanimate here, and today I'm bringing you guys a cooking video. I know, that's right. This is my first cooking video I've ever made. So, please don't judge. I've never done this before. Hopefully you guys like this. If you do, please give it a like. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. And I might do more cooking videos like this in the future. So, with that said, wish me luck. Okay, so as you can see, what we're making today out of steak, we're going to be making some gourmet burgers, homemade. What you're going to want to do is get yourself a steak. It doesn't have to necessarily be round steak, but in my personal preference, I like round steak to do this with. But any steak or any cut of meat will work. What you're going to want to do is get your meat or your steak, and you're going to want to cut it up nice and fine. So, with that said, I already have some cut up. What you're going to want to do is cut it up into some finer, smaller pieces like these here, so it'll make it easier to cut it up nice and fine. And by fine, I mean you're going to want to cut it up really tiny pieces like this. So once you get your steak completely sliced up into real tiny, fine pieces like that, it takes quite a bit of time. But once you get that done, we're going to add all these ingredients over here into the bowl with the meat. And I will show you guys that as soon as I get the rest of my meat cut up. And by the way, you don't want to use a grinder for this. You can, but using the steak, I think it's better to finely dice it up like this. My personal preference is about this small, but you can do it a little bit smaller or a little bit larger, depending on what you'd like best. But please keep in mind that keeping it smaller helps it also stick together better as a patty. So this is going to be steak patties, gourmet steak burgers. So I'm going to go ahead and get my rest of my steak cut up like this, and catch back to you in a minute. Alright, so once you get one or two or how many ever steaks you want cut up, depending on how many people you want to feed. Once you get, in my case, one of them cut up, all nice and fine as you see here, next thing you're going to want to do is start mixing it into a bowl. So take all your meat, put it in the bowl. Save the plate because we can put our pressed patties on it here in a minute. What you want to do is add seasonings. I'm not going to add all of this, but this is 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 3 tablespoons of gourmet steak seasoning. Here's the steak seasoning, garlic powder, a little bit of seasonal, and some gourmet burger seasoning. That's what this is here. What you're going to want to do is add a decent amount of that in there. Let that sit for a second. You can use the other side of your cutting board and cut up some onions. Now these are just some stick onions, other known as bunching onions. But these are optional. You don't really have to have onions, but this is my preference. I like onions, so this is what I'm going to use in my burger. So we're going to put them in there. Also, we have a green bell pepper here. And what we're going to want want to do this is just cut off some circles of bell pepper to put on our sandwich when it's all done. So as you can see, nice and perfect. Okay, so we're done with that. Now back to the bowl. We got some Fiesta blend and some mozzarella cheese. I'm not going to add all that. Oh, yeah, actually, I'll add all that in there. Also, we're going to want to add 1 egg. And I don't know if you guys have a preference of what you want to do to mix it up, but I'm going to use my hand. Because in my opinion, I know when it's well mixed by the feel. I don't use any breading in this or anything else. This is basically it right here. Now it's starting to kind of thicken up a little bit, stick together a lot. Now, here's another optional item that you guys can use. Also, I had these sitting in my fridge. I got to get them used up, so I'm going to use these today as well. But you don't have to use pork sausage. But in my personal preference, I think it also makes it taste better, helps it stick together better. And also, they were sitting in my fridge already opened, and I got to get them used up. Otherwise, they'll go to waste, and I don't like to waste items. So, I'm not a fan of wasting food, so I'm going to go ahead and stick 2 of these in there. Break them up a little bit. I just washed my hands, and now I got to wash them again. Okay. Made a lot of sense, didn't it? So just go ahead and smoosh up that sausage in there a little bit. Again, you don't have to use sausage. You can just go ahead and make the patties as it was. But they were sitting in my fridge, so. Still steak patties. Go ahead and give this a good mix up. Sticking together nice and even now. Go ahead and wash my hands one more time. Alright, so you're going to want to make decent patties. They won't really shrink as much as you'd think they will, but just enough to slap down in this pan here, turn on the oven or the stove top. Nice, good, decent patty just like this. Nice and round. Slap it on there like so. And why not? I'll go ahead and make one more. The onions are kind of bulky in it, but definitely gives it some good taste and good flavor. Alright, go ahead and put this and this off to the side. Go ahead and let these cook. I keep it at about medium-high temperature. Sear them on both sides. Now, in this day and age, everybody likes things bloody and runny, but with this recipe here, since you're going to be putting it on a bun or toasted bun, or even bread for that matter, you're not going to want this to be bloody because it's going to be really runny and it's going to make your bread soggy. So go ahead and get yourself a meat thermometer and go ahead and test it. Once you sear it on both sides pretty good, make sure you're going to want it at well done. We also have some pickles over here to top it off with when we're done as well. And if it's not making enough grease for you, a little bit of olive oil also does the trick. Okay, so once your patties hit well done, go ahead and remove them from our heat. Be cautious because it's still hot. I'm going to go ahead and test it. And the temperature is about 160 to 170, so for these patties, pretty good for me. Show you guys a little bit closer. In this particular video, I don't have a bun, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some bread. Start putting my burger together. My gourmet steak burger. A little bit of green pepper. Some holy bejesus, that's a big pickle. Some pickles. My preference, a little bit of mayo chuck. Squish it down. Now I'm going to flip it over. Take that bun off the top there. And I'm going to go ahead and slap it with a little bit more cheese. And that'll go ahead and melt. Remember, this burner is still hot. And that's going to be absolutely amazing. And there you have it. Some beautiful gourmet steak burgers. Just like that. If you guys are wondering why I put egg in it, it's to help bring the patty together and not fall apart. And just like that, beautiful gourmet steak burgers. If you guys liked my cooking video, please let me know down in the comments. Hopefully I demonstrated it in the best quality for you guys. Hopefully you guys could follow along with it so that you guys can make some of your own. If I did a good job, please let me know down in the comments. Tell me anything you'd like, what I need to work on, or if it was perfect. Please like the video. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and hopefully I can make you guys something else in the future. Thank you very much, and have a blessed day. Peace. I don't think I was going to let you guys go without letting you guys test the burger first. Ready? Oh, man, I bet that tastes good. My turn. Oh, man. Holy cow. That's probably the best steak burger I've ever eaten. Have a good day, guys.